Alright, so today we're going to take a look at a few of these clips from some comedians that are talking about the Tom Segura, Christina P. divorce. They all got very interesting takes. Let's see what we got.
Person though, he's asking, right?
I don't know. He mentioned the person he saw it online. But
Okay.
Yeah. It's like Tom and Christine are getting divorced. My first thought was like, oh, dude, this is gonna be so annoying in the comedy community. Everyone's gonna start joking about this immediately. They don't even know what the fuck's happened. It's like leaving.
Well, hold on. What does he mean, the comedy community? I just don't see other comedians willingly talking about Tom Segura and his wife. I don't see why that would happen. I think he's more or less talking about people that make content on YouTube. That's what I think. I don't think this has anything to do with the comedy community as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mark Maron isn't gonna write jokes about this divorce. That's senseless.
Leave him the fuck alone. You gotta go these open micers. I didn't even see it because I don't go on.
Okay, so wait, open micers? Huh? Where are you, Crystalia, watching open micer content? Where is that? And do you think somebody who's trying to get into comedy would attack somebody of high prestige like Tom Segura? I don't see it. I mean, who's he talking about? Like Lemaire? Like Sean Gardini? What open micers? Naeem Ali? I mean, what level of open mic are we talking about, dude? Because to me, it just seems odd that would happen, that would take place. Is that something that's happened with anybody else's divorce in the comedy community, where people of low-level comedy stature are willing to just talk shit about other people in comedy and their personal lives? And from what I've heard, this divorce was over like months ago. They had already went through it. They just now went public with it. Which, dude, that makes so much sense.
On those, X or whatever. But like, I was like, oh man, how annoying are open micers going to be now? Like making fun of them, like, and it's
again, is that a thing? I mean, I guess if Crystalia's performing at the Comedy Store or some shit, he's gonna run into some open micers from time to time. But it's like they're big enough that they're performing at the Comedy Store before you go on at 11 o'clock. How are you seeing their material? I think he's confused and saying that people like Podcast Cringe, American Redact, and shit like that, Unique Entertainment, they're open micers? Like these guys that are trying to pursue comedy? We're not, dude. I don't want to put myself in the same field or level that those guys are, but it's essentially the same thing that I do. I'm talking about comedians, okay? And I don't think anybody in that community is trying to be a stand-up comedian. It's a weird take.
it's just like, dude, what are you doing it for? Are you all on Entertainment News? Is that what you are?
Are you? Yeah.
Are you?
See, now that switch up right there makes me think for sure he's talking about the comedy critique community. And hey, man, that'd be fun. Have a little show on the E Network where we just destroy comedians and prove how stupid and kind of useless a lot of them are, and gross. That'd be awesome. Why not? Get American Redact to host.
Are you a fucking guy? Are you a gay man who is on E News or Joan Rivers? And then you're just like, here's what happened. Are you those?
That's why they're so upset. That's why so many of these comedians are upset with this version of critiquing of an art, because it just didn't happen so in your face before. You know, people were talking shit about people in the comedy community. It was like very blog heavy. There wasn't a lot of people out here making videos showing how dumb you are or showing how bad you are at the job. Now we have that. Whereas everybody else that you would go on and do a interview with was always trying to make you look good. There is also this side of the internet specifically that makes wants to go at the bad, wants to prove that you're not worthy. And I'm fine with it. But again, they're not open micers, dude. How do you go from being an open micer to referencing Joan, whatever that lady's name was?
Well, those people, you know, God bless Joan Rivers. She was the best at it, but like those people are so annoying, dude.
Okay, Joan
Rivers.
Rivers.
Do you have a show on Bravo?
But also, Joan Rivers wouldn't make a joke.
No,
about,
I know Joan Rivers.
What I'm saying is like there's like people who intrinsically understand when's too soon and when isn't, and like, you know, there weren't people making.
That's why I made the point there that this was over a while ago. They kind of expected it. I don't see any responses really from them.
Fucking the people who made jokes about 9/11 the fucking day it happened are just pieces of shit.
It's just about like,
or
you
like
know,
the fucking
people are taking
Charlie Kirk thing. It's like this. Like what the fuck are we doing here?
People just say like like
or Lebanon fucking thing. Like this is terrible.
People take the wrong thing from like, you know. Yeah, that's what do I always say about Quentin Tarantino, about how he made awesome movies and then ruined a large part of the industry because everyone's trying to copy him and just did the wrong things. It's like Joan Rivers was awesome, and now everybody's trying to like do that kind of style of.
Okay, it's my mistake for not knowing her name. She is obviously a legend, but was she necessarily talking about comedians? I don't think that was a thing. I don't think even her Bravo shows or E! Entertainment shows were that. Yeah, she would talk shit about the way people were dressed coming to an award show, but she wasn't being like, I think you stink as a comedian, you're not funny, you shouldn't be where you are, you're kind of a criminal. You know what I mean? Specific to, you know, a lot of these LA guys. She was like, oh, your shoes look bad, your haircut's weird. Right? But to compare an open micer's joke or take on them divorcing to a Joan Rivers on E! Entertainment just makes me think of these channels, the stuff that we do. And you know for sure these guys are seeing it. So even if I do a video, guys, where I don't get 200 views, I'm still in my head believing that at least one of those views was somebody that knows that person personally, or that person specifically. So say I do a video on Tony Hinchcliffe. Of course I'm going to believe that one of those views had to be him because of the ego. Let's hear some more. All right, now we're going to hear from Mark Norman and Joe List. They kind of had missed a joke that somebody made. Again, not an open micer. It was one of these guys' agents or some shit, manager, who made a joke about the Segura divorce. And Joe List didn't even get it because he's not on social media, but let's hear what they have to say.
My God, we're here, we're back. I feel like I haven't seen you in 16 moons.
It's been a long time.
Oh, yeah, I got a lot to talk about. I want to just sit and gossip with you and say the N-word, but that's not for the filming.
Well, I don't know what's going on anymore. As you know, I deleted Instagram. So
Good
I had
for
my manager text me. He's like, yeah, we're talking to your mom's house, but they're under new management.
What?
Yeah, you see, making a joke at their expense. But again, not an open micer. This was between these two via text. It wasn't some tweet or some shit. These two are just talking, not Mark and Joe talking, but Joe talking to like an agent, a manager, somebody who's saying that, hey, I'm going to be in Austin, I'd like to do YMH. They're in contact with whoever this person is, probably on Instagram, and Joe doesn't have that, right? So he's saying, hey, we're trying to do this. They're under new management.
What happened?
And then I'm like this. I don't know. I just thought it was a legitimate text. I'm like, all right, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then like 4 hours later, he's like, that was a joke, by the way. And I was like,
Oh.
Now here is where you will find, much like Chris D'Elia and a lot of these other guys, they're watching this shit, dude. Because Joe even says, I heard about it and then I went and watched a thing about it. And he kind of says it under his breath because a lot of these guys don't want you to know that they're watching these channels. But then you go and you see a podcast cringe video with 400,000 views and you're like, dude, what? It's got to be them for sure.
what's a joke? I swear to God, I was like, what is he talking about? And I just ignored it because I was like, I don't even understand what this is.
Right.
And then like literally 2 days later, my wife is like, oh yeah, you heard Christina P. and Tom broke up. And I was like, Oh,
the bit.
new.
Now, what does Crystalia think that Norman and List are going to go do a stand-up set about it? Is that something that happened? They're not open micers, but you know what I mean? Like, what an outrageous thought to have. Oh, these open micers are going to go make... It's not open micers, dude. It's just a bunch of people on YouTube that find certain people annoying and this stuff interesting.
New management. I had to text him and be like, sorry, I didn't get the joke, but I don't know that it's a great joke anyways, but...
Sure, well, you left him hanging.
So anyway.
Now, even weirder is people saying that, oh, you must really care about this, because I said that I don't give a shit. Probably the first video I did on this. I don't really care. You guys care. You're clicking play on all of these videos, no matter what any of these people are saying. 400,000 views, dude. I just have a small piece of that. You know, maybe 2,000 views, if I'm lucky. And that's fine. But I am not promoting this in any way. YouTube is recommending it to you. You clicked on it because it seemed interesting enough. And to say that I don't care, I'm saying that this is what I do for fun. I make a video on the news in the comedy community, or how I feel about a specific person, or something that happened on a podcast or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It's not too deep. I mean, to sit here and be like, oh fuck, this is... I gotta report on everything that has to do with this divorce. Don't gotta. Everybody else is doing it, right? It's like Akash Singh and his wife. Like, I don't really give a shit, dude. I can do videos on it and get some stupid numbers. Oh, 2,000 views, 1,500 views, whatever. But it's like, at the end of the day, what, you know, everybody else is. Go watch their shit. You know what I mean?
Anyways, I don't know what the hell's going on out there.
But you did go back and go, I get it now.
I did. I was like, oh,
Okay.
okay, I get it. Sorry, I'm out of my asshole. And then I watched some
That's
business
nice.
about it. So I don't.
And then I watched some business about it. Whose video? Too Lazy to Try? American Redact? Podcast Cringe? Like I said, everybody's doing it. I'm just reacting to a lot of that shit at the same time. Because you guys will click on it. It's salacious, man. A divorce from a power couple in the comedy community? Come on, dude. We gotta talk about it.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, my wife is a lady, so she gets
Uh-huh.
the lady algorithm, and the Tom hate is palpable.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, people don't like when you break up. And
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, it's not to say that Mark doesn't also watch the stuff. He watches everything about himself. So imagine his algorithm and what was going on the other direction. People talking shit about Christina. At the same time, I did say in my first video that it's better off that the kids are with Christina because, again, we all know that Tom was a very absent father. He wasn't around, dude. He doesn't really know those kids.
Whatever.
This happened to Mulaney, and he's cruising. He just did Wrigley gum.
All right, so we're going to close this out with a clip here of Tom Segura talking about his happiness in different moments in his life with Bert Kreischer.
Happier today than you. Let's start it from here.
Okay.
When you moved to LA to follow your dream, were you happier than when you were in college?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. When you started to achieve your dream and make your first special, Mostly Stories,
Completely normal.
Completely Normal.
Yeah.
When was Mostly Stories?
After completely
Okay.
normal.
When you made Completely Normal,
Yeah.
were you happier that day than you were when you started stand-up?
Happier that day. Probably. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're climbing, right?
Climbing. Yeah.
We're climbing. Are you happier today than the day we started Two Bears? Are you happier today? I'm so much happier. And by the way, I'm just putting it to, I'm so much happier than the day we started Two Bears. I was
I gotta say, man, it's pretty weird to try to validate your happiness for some reason on a podcast. Like, nah, I'm fucking happy, dude. I'm happy, dude. I've been continuously becoming more happy, even throughout this podcast. I'm happier now than I was when it started, dude. Isn't that awesome? But yeah, it's kind of confusing. I would have to actually try to figure out when Two Bears started and what that was like. you know, what timeline that was within his relationship with Christina. But again, you'd have to care a lot to really dive that deep. But essentially, that's what everybody's doing right now, because I haven't really seen anything outside of that post on Instagram I believe Christina put up, talking about the divorce or the support or whatever.
I was a very happy person.
Yeah.
I remember one of the days pulling up to the old place where you couldn't smoke indoors and the dog ran and everything. And I remember listening to Steely Dan and being so excited that I was all of a sudden hearing the music differently. And I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
I mean, I was really happy when we started that. That was fun. Yeah. That
Are
was
you
fun.
happier today, though?
I mean, that's a good question. I don't know if I can like quantify it as like today I'm happier. Like, I feel happy, you know? I mean, happy is also this, I don't know, when you say happy or content, right?
I'm not.
Now, who knows where Tom's going with this or what he's trying not to say, but it's certainly something. And I just feel like it's only worth covering all these other people talking about the divorce because it's a big deal. But as I said, it's been over, dude. It's been over. Whether it was the relationship years ago or just this past couple months where they finally signed the papers. It hasn't been going well. Tom is gone. He's not around. He's only happy, as he'll say here, when he's, you know, up to his neck in creative projects. And that doesn't have anything to do with his family or being home with his wife.
I'm not content. I'm happy. I'm not
You're
content.
not content,
I'm not,
right.
as a matter of fact, I detest contentness.
You embrace happiness, but
I embrace indulgence, happiness, exuberance, joy.
Yeah.
Like those are the things I look for. If I'm like, that's my problem with sobriety.
yeah.
Is sometimes I'm just content.
I think the thing that gets me the most, if you want to use the term happy, is like a certain energy. And that energy usually comes from like doing something creative and productive.
Yeah.
So like if I'm like really enjoying, let's say, building this hour, there's a certain energy that comes from that.
Yes.
Or like working on a TV show or a movie, there's a
Uh-oh, guys. Is Tom about to get into fucking crystals, dude, and zodiac signs and shit like that? What a weird midlife crisis to have. Very weird. But I'll say, I'm a bit disappointed that he still has the fan base that he does, considering that we all liked him when he was the fat guy. It was just better, dude. Not that he shouldn't be healthy, but he's changed a lot. And one of the big things is he's no longer married, which is only going to get weirder because, yeah, maybe Crystalia's right, thinking the open micers might make jokes about the fact that Tom lost all this weight, got a divorce, and he's probably out here in these streets with random women, and he's going to get caught up. People are going to see that. Fuck yeah, mock that shit, dude. It's weird. If you can make it funny, dude. But at the end of the day, it's weird. You know? Stay inside. Stay inside. But, you know, this is only because they were such a comedy couple. But I think it's only right that people start supporting Bonnie McFarlane and Rich Voss the same way that they supported those two. Because the reality is, Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane are funnier. But either way, guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.
Why do I always let them in?